Hello, dear dreamer. My name is Aurora, and I want to thank you for choosing this video tonight. Before we begin our journey, take a deep breath and find a comfortable position. Let your body relax, let your thoughts drift, and know that you are safe, wrapped in warmth and comfort. Tonight, we will follow the beloved heroes of fairy tale on a journey unlike any other. A journey not of battle or hardship, but of peace, dreams, and quiet magic. Close your eyes, if you'd like, and imagine a world where the stars shimmer a little brighter, where lanterns carry wishes into the sky, and where the gentle hum of the wind tells a story older than time. This is the world of the Dreamweaver's lantern. And so, our story begins. The sun hung low on the horizon, casting a golden hue across the rolling hills, as fairy tale's strongest and closest companions made their way down a winding dirt path. The air smelled faintly of fresh earth and distant wood smoke, a sign that a town was not far ahead. Natsu walked with his usual energy, his scarf trailing slightly in the evening breeze, his fiery spirit ever undimmed. Beside him, his loyal companion Happy flitted through the air, his tiny blue wings buzzing softly as he hummed an idle tune. Sir, I smell something sweet," Happy chirped, his bright eyes widening as he turned toward the direction of the town. Lucy chuckled, her golden hair swaying as she adjusted the strap of her celestial spirit keys at her hip. "It smells like pastries? Or maybe honey," she guessed, her curiosity piqued. Gray walked slightly ahead, his arms lazily resting behind his head. "Whatever it is, it's better than Natsu's cooking," he teased, earning a playful glare from the fire dragon slayer. "Hey, I happen to make the best fire-roasted fish," Natsu shot back. "More like fire-burnt charcoal," Gray countered with a smirk. Before another bickering match could start, Erza Scarlet cleared her throat, her crimson hair gleaming in the evening light. "Focus, everyone. We should be respectful to the town ahead. There may be an event going on." As they rounded a final bend, the town came into view, a picturesque village nestled between gentle hills. Its buildings made of smooth stone and polished wood. But what truly made it enchanting was the sight of glowing lanterns strung between every home and shop, their golden light casting a soft, dreamlike glow against the coming dusk. The townspeople bustled about in preparation for the evening, hanging more lanterns, setting out tables, and lighting incense that carried a calming scent through the streets. Wendy, the youngest of the group, clasped her hands together in awe. "It's beautiful," she whispered. Carla, her white-furred Exceed companion, floated beside her with a graceful poise. "It certainly has an air of tranquility," she agreed, her sharp eyes scanning the surroundings with quiet curiosity. The moment they stepped into the town square, they were met with warm smiles. An elderly woman, her silver hair tied back into a soft braid, approached them, her eyes filled with the wisdom of countless years, crinkled kindly as she spoke. "Welcome, travelers. You've arrived on a special night," she said in a voice as soft as silk. "What's going on?" Lucy asked, stepping forward. The woman gestured around them. "Tonight is the Dreamweaver's Lantern Festival, a night where we release our wishes and dreams into the sky, hoping the winds will carry them to the stars." Natsu tilted his head. "Wishes?" The woman chuckled. "Yes, child. Each lantern holds a dream, a hope for the future, or a memory we cherish. It is a night of peace, of reflection, and of rest." Erza's gaze softened. That sounds beautiful. It is, the woman nodded. And perhaps, if you choose to stay, you may find that dreams have a way of coming true here. The air was warm with the glow of lanterns, the hum of music starting in the distance, and the gentle murmur of townspeople sharing stories. The heroes of the fairy tale, often caught in the whirlwind of battle and adventure, felt something rare that night, a sense of quiet, of belonging, and of magic not found in spells or swords, but in the stillness of a peaceful evening. As the festival preparations continued, a group of children ran past them, each carrying a small unlit lantern. They giggled as they waved to the travelers, their excitement infectious. One little girl stopped in front of Erza, holding out an extra lantern. "Would you like to make a wish too?" she asked. Her eyes filled with innocent wonder. Erza hesitated for a moment before accepting the lantern with a small smile. "Thank you," she said gently. The old woman chuckled. "You see, even strangers become part of our dreams tonight." The group watched as townsfolk began lighting their lanterns, whispering their wishes before setting them afloat. The sky, once deepening into twilight, now shimmered with 100 tiny golden lights drifting upward, carrying hopes and dreams toward the heavens. Lucy sighed happily. "This really is something special." Natsu grinned, his excitement rekindled. "Then let's make it a night to remember." And so, as the first lanterns began their slow ascent into the endless sky, the Fairy Tale Guild found themselves wrapped in a moment of serenity, their hearts lighter than before. The night was just beginning, and with it, the journey into dreams. As the golden glow of sunset deepened into twilight, the town of lanterns hummed with gentle anticipation. A warm breeze carried the scent of honeyed pastries, fresh-cut wood, and fragrant incense through the air, wrapping the village in a soothing embrace. The heroes of fairy tale, having been welcomed into this peaceful sanctuary, wandered the cobbled streets, taking in the preparations for the Dreamweaver's Lantern Festival. Soft laughter and quiet chatter filled the space between flickering candlelight and the glow of countless hanging lanterns. The town's atmosphere was unlike anything they had experienced before, not charged with adventure or danger, but instead infused with a tranquil magic that invited stillness and reflection. It was a moment to breathe, to set aside worries, and simply exist within a dreamlike serenity. Lucy found herself drawn to a small market stall, where delicate paper lanterns were being decorated with elegant brushstrokes. An elderly artisan, his hands steady with years of practice, dipped his brush into deep blue ink and traced the image of a crescent moon across the lantern's surface. "Each lantern carries a dream," he explained, his voice as soft as the rustling leaves. "Would you like to paint one?" Lucy nodded, selecting a lantern with a soft lavender hue. As she dipped the brush into ink, she thought carefully about what dream she wanted to capture. With slow, deliberate strokes, she painted a constellation of stars, a symbol of distant hopes yet to be realized. Wendy, watching from beside her, chose a soft pink lantern and painted the image of gentle wind currents, a tribute to her magic and her journey of growth. Meanwhile, Natsu and Happy had discovered a different kind of delight. A bakery stall where golden pastries sat in neat rows, their surfaces glazed with honey and dusted with cinnamon. "This smells amazing!" Natsu exclaimed, grabbing one and taking a big bite, only to let out a yelp. "Hot! Hot! Happy, ever the opportunist, took a bite from his own pastry and let out a delighted sigh. Aye, it's perfect! Grey, chuckling at their antics, shook his head before accepting a small cup of warm spice cider from a vendor. He took a sip, feeling the heat spread through him in the most comforting way, the scent of cloves and oranges filling his senses. This is actually really nice, he admitted, surprising even himself. Erza, ever the warrior, found herself standing before a long table covered in thin parchment slips and fine calligraphy brushes. The tradition, she learned, was to write a wish or a treasured memory on a slip of parchment before attaching it to a lantern. The townsfolk believed that by releasing these lanterns into the night sky, their dreams would be carried into the heavens and protected by the stars. Hesitant at first, Erza took up a brush, dipping it carefully into ink. She thought back to her childhood, the loneliness, the battles, the friendships that had shaped her. After a moment of reflection, she wrote with a steady hand, "May the bonds of love and friendship never waver." Nearby, Carla observed the peaceful scene, her feline expression softening. "There's something special about this place," she mused. "It feels safe." Wendy smiled at her companion. "Maybe that's part of the magic here. It's not about fighting or proving our strength. It's about allowing ourselves to dream." As the evening continued, lanterns were hung along every street, their soft glow casting a golden shimmer over the town. Music drifted through the air, played by gentle hands on stringed instruments, accompanied by the quiet murmur of conversation and laughter. The heroes of the fairy tale, accustomed to the roar of battle and the thrill of adventure, found themselves caught in a different kind of enchantment. A calm, steady warmth that settled deep into their bones. With each passing moment, they became part of the festival, their energies aligning with the peaceful rhythm of the town. It was a night of quiet wonders, of small, meaningful moments shared beneath a sky that waited to be filled with dreams. And soon, as the final preparations neared completion, the true magic of the Dreamweaver's Lantern Festival would begin. The moon hung high in the sky, casting a soft silver glow over the town of lanterns. A hush of reverence settled over the festival grounds as the townspeople gathered in the central square, each holding a delicate parchment slip in their hands. The air was thick with anticipation, not of battle or struggle, but of something far more profound. A quiet hope that their wishes, carried by light and wind, would reach the heavens. The fairy tale wizards found themselves drawn into the heart of this tradition, each given a brush and a parchment to inscribe their deepest dream. The parchment was unlike any ordinary paper. It shimmered faintly, infused with the lightest trace of magic. It was said that once a dream was written, the ink would absorb the emotions of the writer, glowing in response to the sincerity of the wish. Lucy ran her fingers over the delicate paper, her mind swirling with thoughts. A dream, a wish. What was it that she desired most? She glanced up at the sky, the stars twinkling like unspoken promises. With a deep breath, she dipped her brush into the ink and began to write. "May my stories reach those who need them most, bringing light even in the darkest times." As she finished, a soft golden glow pulsed from her parchment before fading into a gentle radiance. A warm feeling settled in her heart. Her dream, her truth, acknowledged by the magic of the festival. Wendy, standing beside Lucy, clutched her parchment with both hands before carefully writing her wish. Her brush strokes were small and delicate, much like her presence, but the words carried a quiet strength. I wish to become stronger, not just in magic, but in heart, so I can protect those I love. Her parchment shimmered with a soft blue light, mirroring the color of the sky just before dawn. Carla, peeking at Wendy's wish, nodded approvingly. "You've already come so far," she murmured, her voice unusually gentle. Natsu, watching his friends pour their emotions into their wishes, scratched his head. He had never been one for deep contemplation, preferring action over words. But as he stared at the parchment in his hands, memories of the past, of Ignil, of his guildmates, and of every battle they had fought together filled his mind. Without overthinking, he wrote in bold strokes, "No matter where we go, may Fairy Tale always be our home." The ink flared into a bright orange glow before dimming, and Natsu grinned, satisfied with his work. Gray, a little further away, smirked as he overheard Natsu. "For once, that's not a bad thought, flame brain." He hesitated only briefly before writing his own wish. "May I never lose sight of who I am, no matter what trials come my way." His parchment glowed with a deep, cool blue, much like the ice he wielded. He exhaled slowly, the weight in his chest lifting ever so slightly. Erza, ever composed, stared at the blank parchment longer than any of them. She had spent years chasing strength, battling foes, and forging unbreakable bonds with her guildmates. She had everything she had once longed for, yet deep inside, a lingering wish remained, one that she never dared voice aloud. With a steady hand, she wrote, "May the ones I love always find happiness, even if I am not there to protect them." The ink shimmered crimson before settling into a soft, steady glow. She pressed a hand over her chest, feeling the warmth of the wish settle deep within her soul. Happy, eager to join in, fluffed up his fur and wrote in large, clumsy letters, "I wish for a lifetime supply of fish." The parchment twinkled humorously before glowing a playful yellow, much to the amusement of the others. As each member of Fairy Tale finished their wishes, the townspeople began preparing the lanterns that would carry their dreams skyward. The parchment slips were carefully attached to the paper lanterns, their fragile surfaces glowing like tiny stars waiting to be released. The time had come for the town's wishes to take flight. The town elder, a woman with kind eyes and hair silver as the moon, stepped forward, raising her hands in a quiet blessing. "May our dreams be carried far and wide. May they reach the heavens and be heard by those who watch over us." One by one, the townsfolk and the fairy tale wizards lifted their lanterns. The moment their fingers released the frames, a soft, magical breeze caught the paper structures, guiding them upwards. The sky became a canvas of light, thousands of glowing lanterns ascending in gentle waves, carrying with them the whispered hopes of an entire town. The festival grounds were bathed in golden luminescence, a sight so breathtakingly beautiful that for a moment all worries, all past struggles, seemed to fade into the night. Lucy watched her lantern rise higher and higher, her heart swelling with quiet emotion. She glanced at her friends, each of them staring at the sky with expressions of peace and reflection. For one night, there was no battle to fight, no enemy to face, only the magic of dreams, the bond of friendship, and the hope that somewhere, somehow, their wishes would be heard. As the lanterns ascended, their light reflected in the eyes of those watching below. Natsu, with hands in his pockets, tilted his head up with a small grin. I bet Igneel would have loved this. Gray, standing beside him, gave a quiet nod. Yeah, maybe all the ones we've lost are watching. Erza placed a gentle hand on Lucy's shoulder. Your wish was beautiful, Lucy. I think, in a way, your stories have already started reaching people. Lucy blinked, warmth rushing to her chest at Erza's words. She smiled. Then I hope they keep going. Wendy took Carla's paw as she gazed up, eyes shimmering with wonder. Do you think our wishes really make it to the stars? Carla, watching the endless sky, gave a small, thoughtful nod. If they're true enough, then perhaps they're already there. And in that moment, beneath a sky filled with light, the fairy tale wizards allowed themselves to dream. The night had deepened, and a peaceful hush fell over the festival grounds. The town square, once abuzz with murmurs and laughter, now stood in tranquil anticipation. The only sound was the whisper of the evening breeze, rustling through the trees and tugging playfully at the edges of the paper lanterns, which glowed softly in the hands of their makers. Above, the sky stretched vast and infinite, a sea of deep indigo sprinkled with the first glimmers of stars, twinkling like distant lanterns in the heavens. Aurora's voice drifted gently through the stillness. Now, as you settle deeper into comfort, let the warmth of this moment wash over you. The time has come to release our dreams to the heavens. The fairy tale wizards stood in quiet reverence, their eyes reflecting the golden glow of the lanterns they held. Each was tethered to a hope, a whispered dream inscribed in ink, waiting to take flight. Lucy cradled her lantern close to her chest, feeling its gentle warmth against her skin. The magic-infused paper pulsed faintly, as though responding to the sincerity of her wish. She closed her eyes for a moment, inhaling deeply, letting the serenity of the evening fill her lungs. A cool breeze swept past, carrying the scent of lavender and fresh parchment, mingling with the distant crackle of festival torches. Wendy, standing beside her, rocked on her heels, her heart beating with quiet excitement. It feels special, she murmured, like our dreams are truly alive. Carla gave a small nod, her usually sharp eyes softened by the glow of the lanterns. There is a certain magic to this. Perhaps our wishes really will be heard. Erza lifted her lantern slightly, examining it as if memorizing the way the candle's light flickered within. Even if no one hears them, there's something beautiful about releasing them. It's a moment to reflect, to trust that the future will unfold as it should. Natsu, of course, was less contemplative. He grinned, shifting impatiently on his feet. I just think it looks cool when they all go up at once. Gray smirked. For once, you're not wrong, Flamebrain. Happy and Carla each held a lantern of their own, though Happy's wobbled precariously in his small paws. I can't wait to see the sky filled with them. I bet it'll be even prettier than a fresh plate of fish. Aurora's voice returned, guiding the moment like a gentle breeze. Breathe in the stillness. Feel the warmth in your hands. Let the soft glow of your dreams remind you that hope lingers even in the quietest of nights. The town elder raised her arms, her silver hair shimmering beneath the moonlight. It is time, she whispered. And with that, the first lanterns were released. One by one, hands loosened, fingertips brushing the air as the lanterns were surrendered to the night. A collective breath seemed to pass through the crowd as the glowing orbs lifted, their ascent slow and graceful. The warm light contrasted against the deep indigo sky, shimmering like fallen stars returning home. Lucy followed her lantern's journey, her heart swelling as it drifted higher. It's so peaceful, like our dreams are floating right into the heavens. Wendy clasped her hands together, watching as her own lantern joined the others. I hope they make it far, maybe even past the clouds. Erza, always poised, exhaled quietly, allowing herself to believe, just for this night, that something beyond her strength guided the world. Aurora's voice softened, weaving seamlessly into the hush of the moment. The lanterns drift, weightless, carrying not only our wishes but our burdens, our worries. Feel yourself letting go, surrendering to the peace of the night. The sky became a canvas of golden light, thousands of lanterns rising like whispers against the stars. They flickered, wavered, then steadied, floating higher and higher until they became distant embers in the vast expanse of the heavens. The gentle hum of the crowd's awe filled the air, a quiet collective reverence for the beauty above them. For a long while, no one spoke. There was no need for words. In this moment, all that mattered was the quiet magic of hope and the warmth of shared dreams. Lucy, nestled between her friends, let out a sigh, feeling lighter than she had in a long time. I think tonight is a night we'll never forget. Natsu grinned, his usual enthusiasm softened by the peaceful atmosphere. Yeah, and who knows? Maybe someone really is watching up there? Aurora's voice drifted once more, the final note of this peaceful melody. As the lanterns rise, let your body relax. Let the warmth of this moment wrap around you like a soft embrace. You are safe. You are at peace. And as you close your eyes, may your dreams drift just as freely, carried by the gentle winds of the night. The lanterns faded into the sky, and with them the night deepened, cradling the world in its tranquil embrace. A slow, rhythmic lullaby played softly in the background, its notes blending with the sound of the wind and the distant rustling of leaves. The festival lights dimmed ever so slightly, as if the world itself were readying for slumber. One by one, the members of the fairy tale found themselves embracing the calm, their minds settling, their hearts full. With the last golden ember vanishing into the heavens, the town exhaled, and sleep, like a gentle tide, swept over all who had gathered beneath the stars. The night sky was still painted with the warm glow of drifting lanterns, their golden light reflecting in the eyes of those who watched in quiet reverence. The hush that had settled over the town square was deeper now, almost sacred, as if the world itself had slowed to savor this moment of stillness. The only sounds were the faint rustling of the trees and the gentle whispers of the wind. Aurora's voice returned soft and lulling, like a gentle breeze guiding the listeners forward. Close your eyes now and take a deep breath. Feel the quiet around you, the peace that has settled over the festival. Let it wrap around you like a warm blanket, inviting you to drift deeper, deeper into the world of dreams. As the last of the lanterns disappeared into the heavens, a strange, shimmering glow began to weave through the air. The festival lights dimmed, and a soft, ethereal mist curled around the cobblestone paths. It was not an ordinary mist. It shimmered like liquid starlight, gliding smoothly over the ground, pooling around the feet of the fairy tale wizards. Lucy blinked, her heart quickening. "Do you feel that?" Wendy gasped, watching as the mist swirled and danced around them. "It's like magic." Erza's grip tightened on the hilt of her sword, but there was no sense of danger. Instead, the air felt lighter, softer. The weight of the day's thoughts and worries seemed to lift, leaving behind only a sense of calm curiosity. Natsu, usually brimming with boundless energy, tilted his head in wonder. "Whoa, this feels different." Happy flapped his wings, hovering slightly above the mist. "Aye, it's like the air is sparkling." Carla, always perceptive, narrowed her eyes. "We are on the edge of something beyond the waking world." Aurora's voice remained steady, weaving through the mist like a guiding thread. "Yes, you are standing at the threshold between wakefulness and dreams. The world around you shifts, becoming something new, something unknown yet safe. The dream realm awaits." A single lantern, larger and brighter than the others, drifted toward them. Its golden glow pulsed rhythmically, beckoning them forward. One by one they stepped closer, and as they did, the mist thickened, swirling higher, wrapping around their limbs like a soft embrace. The moment they touched the lantern's light, the world around them shifted. A gentle pull, as if caught in the tide of a slow-moving river, guided them forward. The cobblestone streets dissolved beneath their feet, replaced by something softer, pillowy clouds, cool and inviting. The lanterns above transformed into twinkling constellations, forming unfamiliar patterns in the endless sky. The town square faded, and in its place, an expansive dreamscape unfolded. The air was thick with the scent of blooming night flowers, petals glowing faintly in hues of silver and lavender. The sky above stretched infinitely, filled with floating islands, each one bathed in a different mesmerizing light. Some glowed with a soft golden hue, others shimmered in deep blues and purples, their surfaces reflecting memories, hopes, and untold stories. Soft chimes echoed in the distance, a lullaby carried on the wind, each note a gentle ripple in the fabric of the dream realm. The very air hummed with energy, alive yet tranquil. Fireflies of luminous silver wove intricate patterns in the air, leaving trails of twinkling light in their wake. Lucy exhaled in awe. This is beautiful." Erza stepped forward, her eyes scanning the surroundings. "So, this is the dream realm?" Wendy reached out, touching one of the glowing petals drifting through the air. It felt weightless, dissolving into a shimmer of stardust upon contact. "It's so peaceful." Natsu, ever the explorer, grinned. "I wonder if we can fly here." He took a bold leap, and to everyone's surprise, he didn't land. Instead, he hovered for a moment, before gently drifting down as if caught in an unseen current. Happy and Carla immediately tested the air, their wings barely needing to flap as they glided effortlessly. "This place is amazing," Happy cheered. Aurora's voice returned, steady and soothing. "The dream realm is a place of endless wonder, where thoughts take shape, and the impossible becomes reality. Here, your body is light, free of worry, free of burden. You can move as if floating on the whispers of the night." A gentle, cool breeze caressed their skin, carrying with it the scent of moonlit waters and the faint, melodic echoes of distant lullabies. The stars above shimmered in response. their glow pulsing in harmony with the rhythm of the realm. Lucy let herself drift a little, feeling the weightlessness embrace her. It's so easy to let go. Erza, despite her usual vigilance, allowed herself a rare moment of surrender. For once, I don't feel the need to keep my guard up. Aurora's voice wove through the scene like a lullaby. Yes, here, there is nothing to fear. Only serenity. Only dreams waiting to be explored. Before them, a pathway of shimmering lights unfolded, leading toward the heart of the realm. Beyond, floating islands pulsed with gentle energy, as if waiting to share their secrets. The fairy tale wizards exchanged glances, knowing they had only just begun their journey into the world of dreams. In the distance, a crystal-clear lake reflected the vast sky above, rippling gently as if stirred by unseen hands. The waters glowed with a soft luminescence, each ripple sending waves of calm through the air. Along its shores, willows with silken branches swayed gently, their leaves glowing like tiny stars. Aurora's voice softened, inviting rest. Let yourself drift, weightless and free. The dream realm welcomes you, a sanctuary for your heart and mind. Let go of all that troubles you and embrace a peaceful journey ahead. The dream realm stretched endlessly before them, promising a night of tranquility and wonder as the wizards took their first steps into the unknown. The dream realm stretched infinitely before them, a serene expanse of glowing stars and drifting islands suspended in the sky. The air itself shimmered, carrying a faint hum like a distant lullaby, and the scent of blooming night flowers filled the space around them. It was a place untouched by time, where thoughts took shape and emotions wove themselves into landscapes. Softly glowing fireflies drifted through the air, their gentle light pulsing like a heartbeat, adding to the atmosphere of peace and tranquility. Aurora's voice returned, soft and steady, wrapping around the listeners like a comforting breeze. As you float through the dream realm, let your mind relax. Let your body feel weightless. There is nothing to worry about here, only peace. Only the warmth of cherished memories guiding your steps. The fairy tale wizards took their first steps along the glowing pathway before them. The mist swirled gently at their feet, and with every step, the space around them shifted. Shapes formed from the stardust, solidifying into familiar streets and buildings. The soft sound of wind chimes echoed in the distance, blending with the occasional whisper of leaves rustling in an unseen breeze. Lucy's eyes widened as she recognized the towering silhouette ahead. That's fairy tale. Natsu grinned, his fiery spirit momentarily calmed by the wonder before him. No way. We're back home. Erza's gaze softened as the Grand Guild Hall took shape before them, its wooden doors slightly ajar as if welcoming them back. Even though they knew it wasn't real, the warmth of a nostalgia washed over them, bringing a sense of comfort they hadn't realized they needed. The dream realm had woven a memory, a gentle, glowing echo of their beloved guild. Every detail was perfect, from the long wooden tables covered in half-finished meals to the banners hanging proudly from the ceiling. The soft glow of lanterns cast golden light across the room, giving it a dreamlike warmth. The gentle crackling of a fireplace filled the air, its embers glowing softly as if it had been waiting for them all along. Wendy's voice was hushed with awe. It feels so real. Carla, ever cautious, examined the surroundings. This realm must be drawing from our hearts. reflecting the place where we feel safest. Happy flapped his wings excitedly. Aye, if this is a dream, then I hope it never ends. Aurora's voice returned lulling and gentle. This is a place of comfort, a memory woven into the dream realm itself. Let yourself breathe in the warmth of familiarity. Let yourself rest in the presence of friends, of laughter, of home. They stepped through the doorway, and the inside of the guild was exactly as they remembered it, alive with the energy of their bonds. Shadows of old friends flickered like candlelight, laughing, drinking, and celebrating victories from long ago. The echoes of their voices danced through the air, blending into a soft hum, neither overwhelming nor distant. The scent of freshly baked bread and roasted meat filled the space, wrapping them in a comforting embrace. Lucy traced her fingers along the smooth wood of the bar, a wistful smile on her lips. It's like stepping into a dream of the past, like reliving the best moments of our lives. Erza walked toward the large table at the center of the guild, a familiar sight greeting her. Slices of her favorite strawberry cake sat neatly on a plate, fresh and untouched. Even my favorite dessert is here, she murmured, taking a seat as though she belonged in this perfect illusion. Natsu plopped onto a chair, stretching his arms behind his head. I could get used to a dream like this. Happy landed beside him, eagerly eyeing a fish that appeared on the table before him. Aye, dreamfish tastes just as good as real fish. As they settled into the comforting embrace of this recreated memory, Aurora's voice returned softer now, as if whispering directly into their hearts. The places we love never truly leave us. The warmth of friendship, the laughter shared, the bonds unbroken, they remain with us always, waiting to be revisited in dreams. Here, you are home. The stars above flickered gently, casting waves of silver and gold light through the guild's windows. The air carried a soft rhythmic hum, lulling them further into relaxation. Outside, gentle rain began to fall. Not cold or harsh, but soft and rhythmic, tapping against the wooden roof like a soothing melody. It was the kind of rain that made one want to curl up with a warm drink and let the world drift away. Lucy sighed, resting her chin in her palm. I wish we could stay here forever. Aurora's voice, kind and knowing, whispered, memories are meant to be treasured, not held onto too tightly. Let them cradle you as you drift deeper, deeper, into the calm of the night. The lights within the guild flickered like candle flames, and one by one they began to dim. The comforting glow remained, but the world outside the windows shifted again. The dream realm was calling them forward, toward something new, toward the next step of their journey. But for this moment, in the warmth of a familiar place, they allowed themselves to rest, to remember, and to dream. The scent of lavender and honey lingered in the air, wrapping around them like a warm embrace, as if even the dream realm itself wished to prolong this feeling of home. Aurora's final words echoed softly. Sleep deeply, wrapped in the warmth of home. Tomorrow's dreams await, but for now, simply rest. A final flicker of golden light bathed them as their bodies relaxed fully, surrendering to the peaceful embrace of sleep, carrying with them the soft echoes of laughter, the warmth of companionship, and the quiet promise that home would always be waiting in their hearts. The gentle hum of the dream realm surrounded them, wrapping them in a soft embrace as the memory of fairy tales Guildhall slowly faded into shimmering stardust. The golden glow of lanterns dissolved into the vast, endless night sky. And one by one, the floating islands of the dream world drifted away, leaving only an expanse of twinkling lights above and below. Aurora's voice returned soft and tranquil. You have visited the warmth of memories, the comfort of familiarity. And now it is time to journey further, to drift, where dreams flow freely, where the stars whisper their quietest secrets. The ground beneath them was no longer solid. It was like walking upon the night sky itself, a river of soft luminescent mist that carried them effortlessly forward. Their steps made no sound, only gentle ripples of silver light that shimmered outward before fading into the great beyond. A cool, weightless breeze passed through them, scented with the delicate fragrance of moonflowers and night-blooming jasmine. The air carried a hushed melody, as if the cosmos itself was singing a lullaby, an ethereal tune that resonated deep within their souls. Wendy exhaled softly, gazing up at the celestial canvas stretched above. It feels like we're floating in the sky. Happy flapped his little wings lazily, his voice a sleepy murmur. Aye. The air is so soft, like a big fluffy cloud. Lucy reached out her hand and watched as tiny stars drifted around her fingertips, warm and twinkling like fireflies in the night. It's so peaceful, she whispered. Like the whole world is just resting. Erza, who was usually so firm and composed, allowed herself a rare moment of vulnerability. She closed her eyes, letting the dream realm's lull cradle her in quiet serenity. This place, it feels weightless, as if there's no need to worry, no need to fight. Natsu, usually so energetic, let out a slow breath. Even his fire seemed to quiet here, dimming to an ember's glow as he walked alongside his friends. Yeah, he said, his voice softer than usual. I don't think I've ever felt this calm before. Aurora's voice whispered like a breeze through the stars. Let yourselves drift. No burdens, no worries. Just the quiet pull of the universe guiding you forward. The stars have seen countless dreams, have listened to endless wishes, and now they carry you toward their gentle embrace. Slowly, the space around them began to shift once more. The mist parted, revealing a vast ocean of stars stretching into eternity. Each one pulsed with a rhythmic, soothing glow, as if breathing in unison with the cosmos itself. They were no longer walking, not even floating. They were simply being carried by the currents of dreams, adrift in a sea of peaceful slumber. Carla, always watchful, allowed herself to relax, her sharp gaze softening. This must be what true peace feels like. A gentle drizzle of stardust began to fall, cool and light against their skin, shimmering like liquid silver as it melted into the dreamscape. It was neither cold nor warm, just the perfect balance of comfort, like the embrace of an old friend. The sensation filled them with an overwhelming sense of tranquility, as if time itself had slowed to a deep and restful sigh. The deeper they drifted into the celestial expanse, the more they felt the pull of sleep taking them, like a warm tide gently drawing them toward the horizon. Their limbs felt lighter, their breaths deeper, their minds unburdened. Above them, constellations flickered, forming images of their greatest memories, their battles, their victories, their moments of laughter. But these weren't mere echoes of the past. They were gifts, reminders of the journey that had brought them here, of the bonds that had shaped them. Lucy smiled softly as she saw a constellation take shape. herself and Natsu standing side by side, their backs to the wind. Another shimmered into view, Erza, Grey, and Wendy, their hands linked in unity. One by one, the stars painted their stories across the sky, a quiet lullaby of light and remembrance. A soft warmth surrounded them, like the embrace of a cozy blanket, filling every corner of their hearts with a quiet assurance that all was well. The universe itself cradled them, rocking them with the rhythm of eternity. Aurora's voice returned even softer now. Stars are the keepers of dreams, the guardians of sleep. Let their glow ease your thoughts. Let their warmth cradle your spirit. You are safe here. You are at peace. One by one, their eyes began to close, their bodies sinking further into the gentle embrace of the dream. The universe itself seemed to rock them, a slow and steady rhythm, as if the stars were humming a lullaby only they could hear. Happy, let out a small yawn, curling up against Natsu's shoulder. "This is nice," he murmured, his voice trailing off into sleep. Grey, who rarely let his guard down, finally allowed himself to let go, his breath steady, his heart calm. "Yeah, it really is." Erza, the ever-vigilant warrior, closed her eyes last, her heart light, her spirit untroubled. For once, there is nothing to fight, only peace. The stars pulsed one final time, their glow dimming to a soft shimmer, as if lowering their voices to a whisper. A final breeze passed over the group, carrying the scent of lavender and dreamlight, wrapping them in the essence of rest. Aurora's voice whispered one final time, "Drift deeper. Let the stars watch over you. Let sleep carry you to where dreams are endless, to where rest is eternal." And with that, they floated further into the embrace of the night, the stars their only companions, the hush of the dream realm lulling them into the deepest, most restful slumber they had ever known. The gentle hush of the dream realm began to fade, like the final notes of a lullaby drifting into silence. A soft golden light seeped into the darkness, warm and gentle, like the first rays of morning slipping through the curtains. The air carried the scent of dewdrops and blooming flowers, a refreshing contrast to the cool celestial embrace of the stars they had drifted among. Aurora's voice, calm and soothing, returned. "The night has carried you through a journey of dreams, of stardust and memories, but now a new day awaits. Let the warmth of the sun call you back. Let the soft whispers of the morning greet you with peace." Slowly, the floating sensation that had carried them through the dream realm began to settle. The vast ocean of stars, the cosmic tides of shimmering light, all gently dissolved, revealing the familiar world beyond sleep. A soft golden glow bathed the landscape, and as they opened their eyes, they found themselves lying on the grassy hill, just outside the festival grounds where their journey had begun. Wendy was the first to stir, her breath slow and steady, as if she had just woken from the most peaceful rest she had ever known. It's morning," she murmured, stretching her arms and feeling the warmth of the sunlight against her skin. Happy blinked sleepily, his tiny wings twitching as he yawned. "Aye, that was the best nap ever." Lucy sat up slowly, rubbing her eyes as she looked around. The festival lanterns were gone, their glow now replaced by the soft golden hue of dawn. "Was it all a dream?" she whispered, still feeling the lingering serenity of the stars upon her. Erza, ever composed, took in a deep breath, the crisp morning air filling her lungs. Even if it was a dream, it felt real. The peace, the weightlessness, I can still feel it. Gray ran a hand through his hair, exhaling slowly. Yeah, it's like we carried that dream with us back here. Natsu stretched his arms above his head, letting out a satisfied sigh. I feel so light, like I just slept for 100 years. Carla, who was curled up next to Wendy, nodded thoughtfully. Perhaps that was the purpose of the Dreamweaver's lantern, to take us on a journey, to let us rest in the arms of the stars before returning us here, renewed. Aurora's voice, now a whisper on the wind, added, "Dreams are not just fleeting illusions. They are gifts, moments of peace, meant to be carried into waking life." The morning breeze carried with it the soft rustle of leaves and the distant chime of festival bells, signaling the start of a new day. Around them the town was beginning to stir, merchants preparing their stalls, children laughing as they chased each other through the streets, the aroma of freshly baked bread wafting through the air. Lucy smiled as she looked around at her friends. Last night was magical, but this morning, it feels just as special. Wendy nodded, her voice soft. Because we're together, that's what makes it special. Happy nuzzled against Natsu's shoulder. Aye, and we got the best sleep ever. As they stood, the grass beneath their feet cool and fresh with morning dew, they realized that the journey through the dream realm had left them not only well rested, but deeply at peace. The worries of yesterday felt lighter, the burdens of tomorrow no longer pressing. They had been given a gift, one of pure, unburdened rest, and they carried it now into the waking world. Aurora's voice lingered, gentle and warm. Let the morning greet you with peace. Carry the serenity of the stars in your heart, and let each new day be as restful as the dreams you have wandered through. As the sun rose higher, casting its golden light upon the world, they walked forward together, ready to embrace whatever awaited them. The Dreamweaver's lantern had done its work, and though the night had ended, its magic would remain, woven into the fabric of their souls, a quiet promise that no matter how far they traveled, no matter what trials they faced, peace would always be within reach. The journey had ended, but the warmth of its memory would remain forever, a dream that never truly faded, a lullaby that would always hum in the quiet moments of rest. And so, with hearts light and spirits calm, they stepped into the day, carrying the whispers of the stars. Good night, dear dreamer, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow the channel to listen to more sleepy stories of your favorite anime shows.